Hello, witches and wizards, and welcome back to episode 11 of Potterwatch, the unofficial, best voted for by me podcast all about Harry Potter and the Wizarding World. It's coming to you a day late today, rather than Wednesday, it's Thursday. I apologise about that. I was busy putting up some wardrobes yesterday, but I'm glad I did wait that extra bit of time because we've got some huge news surrounding the Harry Potter TV show coming up. We're going to talk about a lot about the Harry Potter TV show today. We've got 3 big pieces of news on that. And a few other little bits, including the Harry Potter film podcast, and then we're going to do the meat and potatoes, diving, and do some rankings before ending, of course, with a quiz. And as always, I just want to thank you guys for watching, for supporting, and of course, if you've got any questions that you want answering on the Wednesday or the Friday podcast, let me know down below, because of course tomorrow, episode 12, we will be reviewing chapter 6 of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, The Journey from Platform 9 3/4. Gonna be a big bumper episode. Last week, I enjoyed my hour and 12-minute talk all on Diagon Alley. It was amazing. But of course, as always, like, subscribe, comment, share, and just do all that fun YouTube stuff, because I want it. I want more fun YouTube stuff. Do it now. Do it. You know, Imperio, do it. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just get into the show and start, of course, with this week's Harry Potter Wizarding World news. So, the big news, if you're not aware, you've been sleeping under a rock, I don't know what you've been doing, is that last night, Wednesday night, Harry Potter TV series is renewed for a second season at HBO. Yes, of course, I love the headline. It will adapt Chamber of Secrets. Like, what? It's going to adapt the second book after the first book's being adapted. Who'd have thought that? I don't know why that was like in the headline. It was like a shocking reveal. But no, Chamber of Secrets is full steam ahead. Way before even an episode has been released for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We're still 7.5 months out from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone debuting on Christmas Day. And yeah, it's going to begin filming later this year. I think they said like the fall or something. So later this year, so in the next 2 to 3 months, we're going to start seeing Chamber of Secrets going ahead. We're going to be getting casting things of obviously Lockhart. We've got Tom Riddle, but more minor characters like Borgin Burke, Arthur Weasley. We've obviously already got our Cornelius Fudge and our Lucius Malfoy to the story, but obviously Justin Fletcher. Colin Creevy. Think of all the cool characters that are. Yeah, you forget how many other characters were introduced in the second one. Obviously, we already have a Ginny, etc., etc. We're going to get into her in a second, I believe. So yes, huge news. So it was announced in a statement. It says, while the network did not announce the title for the second season, it's going to be called Chamber of Secrets. We know it's going to be called Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Writer John Brown, who worked on the first season, is also known for work on Succession, has been promoted to co-showrunner alongside the season 1, or series 1. We're UK here, we're not saying season 1, it's series 1. My phone's just fallen off. It's that excited. Francesca Gardiner. HBO previously announced the plan to adapt all 7 books, of course. In a statement, Gardiner said the return for filming season 2 this autumn. So yeah, fall, but I'm reading BBC because I'm British. It's part of plans for overlapping production schedules as Series 1 finishes. She added that bringing Brown in as showrunner was key to maintaining our momentum. I've loved working with John from the very first day we met. I use my admiration for his writing, but he's also a brilliant collaborator and a lovely person. Gardiner also serves as executive producer alongside director Mark Malloyd of Succession fame too, who directed multiple episodes this first season. And then, yeah, obviously, it just then goes into about Series 1. And, of course, we talk about Casey Bloys, HBO chairman. That second season already begun writing. So, full steam ahead. Obviously, not shocked it's happened. Shocked at the timing. I guess just through watching the trailer, and obviously we have just come to the end. That's going to be one of the news things in a second. We have just come to the end almost of Series 1, like the filming. Obviously, they now go into pre-production. But yeah, so Chamber of Secrets. If the start, obviously, if we go on the same timeline, so July 25, so a year and a half, you talk a year and a half from autumn. So let's say we go autumn I mean, it could be less. It could be like a year. You know, so if we say, oh, it should be, I say, you know, late 27. You see that, so like October onwards, 2027. I wouldn't be shocked if we see Chamber of Secrets come back then. Because, like I say, obviously with the kids, you've seen pictures of they are growing up pretty quick. It's what happened in the films. Get them first few out, like 1, 2, 3. You can sort of relax a bit. Like a 15, 16-year-old can play a 14-year-old. I'm not going to get mad at that. But obviously, you don't want to waste too much time. So yes, hopefully that is good news. I'm guessing it'll be the same 8 episodes, 8 hours. There's not much difference between Chamber and Philosophers in terms of like the size of the books. I think it's like 30 pages, which might see it's like an extra chapter, but pretty sure you can condense it. You know, especially with Philosophers, they're sort of branching out there, and you know, showing things that are, to use John Lithgow, that are in the wings. So that's news item number 1. News item number 2 was about the final scenes being filmed. So the other day, I believe it was Sunday or Saturday last week, they were shooting the final scene at the train station. And obviously you had Vernon, it's picture like the Weasley twins, Vernon Dursley's actor, the actress who's playing Molly Weasley. And obviously it's the final scene of the book where, you know, if we have a look at it, I've got the book right here, so I can tell you all about it. It's just the train journey home. Obviously, the film ends with Hagrid saying goodbye. You know, you get that beautiful leaving Hogwarts scene. But this is going to take us all the way down to returning back at King's Cross. And obviously, everyone's going, bye, Harry. See you, Potter. And Ron's like, still famous here. Not where I'm going. And then it was Uncle Vernon going, ready are you? So we were bound to see that's where we're going to end, obviously. Rather than just on that train, we're going to end with everyone saying bye at the train station, Harry going back to the Dursleys after this amazing year. So that's been, and that was announced to be like the final day of shooting, which is smart because some if you watch Philosopher's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, sometimes you can, especially Philosopher's Stone and a bit of Chamber, obviously on film, sometimes they shoot it in different orders. You can 100% see sometimes like Dan and Rupert are a lot older in one scene and then a lot younger in another, even though it's later on in the film. Like obviously ironically, the first day of shooting of the Philosopher's Stone was the last ever scene at the train station up in Yorkshire. And he does look a bit younger compared to some of the other scenes, and voice a bit higher pitched, and some scenes is like a bit deeper. So yeah, a bit smart to film the last scene now, just to avoid that sort of thing. Not that it bothered me or anything, it doesn't ruin my experience, but it's just always something a bit interesting, let's say. So that's that. And then another funny one, apparently this is from like the Daily Mirror and the Sun, like proper shit tabloidy stuff. Harry Potter broomsticks are being microchipped after brazen thieves spirited away on set props. Pumpkin spellbooks, wands and fake food have also vanished into the thin air. Posters such as this one, so there's a poster, have been placed in the rest areas of sets telling cast and crew props are being sort of microchipped. So, I mean, this was a thing like in the films as well. I think, like, you know, especially towards the end, but apparently quite a few things are being stolen on set. How do you get out with a broomstick, though? I don't get that. Like, if you're an actor, how are you getting a broomstick out? Fair enough for your prop food or whatever, and your wands. You can slip that into your pocket. Broomstick? That's just idiots just not doing the job, and let that fair play. If you think you're brazen enough to go and take a broomstick and run out, be my guest. That's fair play, isn't it? You know, I'm not going to argue with that. Good on you, to be honest. But no, did make me giggle that. But we did talk about it last week, and I said there wasn't much news on it. Well, now there is. Starting 19th of May, Rihanna De Leon, who I don't know who she is. Should I be? Let's have a look. Rihanna De Leon. Let's have a look. Who are you? She's a film critic. Right. Still don't know who she is. But she's a film critic. I believe she works for the BBC. She's going to be the host, alongside some co-hosts from the entertainment world, and featuring exclusive behind-the-scenes guests, launching the Harry Potter film podcast. It's in celebration of the 25th anniversary of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The Harry Potter official film podcast will journey film all 8 beloved films in 16 episodes. So Rihanna De Leon, proud Slytherin, it literally tells me like just below that she's a film critic. Each episode takes you into the pensive with a high-level recap before diving into moments we're required to discuss, exploring key themes, analysing the cinematic choices, and dissecting stories from a fresh perspective. A regular Magic Maker segment sees her joined by behind the scene guests who reveal what it took to make. So it's going to be people from the films, which is good. It's going to be made by like not just a YouTuber and a fan. I actually find it good when it's a film critic. Because sometimes you'll get like the Instagram girly, oh, I'm a Hufflepuff, like, and they've watched Harry Potter films. Like my girlfriend, she's watched Harry Potter films. She should not be doing a Harry Potter podcast. She doesn't know all the insides and outs like myself, and I'm not saying she might not, but she's got a film critic angle, and she's also got that sort of like inside of like why a film's done that choice, why a lot more than I could, like if you're breaking down the film. So it's probably something I will actually go ahead and listen to. I'm excited for it. Obviously, I'll talk about it in the podcast. Obviously, 16 episodes. Is it going to be 2 episodes of film or what? And I'd be interested to see. I like hearing from like the behind the scene guys as well, like the prop guys. There's a few good people in like discussed before, the Ultimate Editions in the documentaries there. You hear a lot of good stuff from them. So yeah, that's all your sort of news from Harry Potter lands this time out. Let's move on. I actually don't know what I'm going to discuss yet. That's why I keep saying it. Let's move on. I'm going to think of it once I get a coffee. So, while making a coffee, I've made an executive decision to rank the twists in the Harry Potter films and books and stories. I don't know what. It's always hard to pick which one. I'm guessing you should really go with the books, but we're going to go through each sort of twist and rank them worst to best. And obviously, let me know yours down below. What are your like twists? And obviously we'll talk about this twist within twists, but we got sort of go with like the main one, so I'll lay them out for you. So obviously Philosopher's Stone, it's Quirrell, not Snape. What? Chamber of Secrets, Tom Riddle is Voldemort and Harry Ginny open the Chamber of Secrets. Prisoner, Sirius Black's the good guy, Peter Pettigrew. What? Goblet of Fire, Moody isn't Moody, it's Crouch. Wow. Umbridge, not in Order of Phoenix, Sirius isn't at the Ministry. I think we know where that one's going to go. Not a great twist in that one. Number 6, Snape kills Dumbledore. Spoiler alert. And obviously, Deathly Hallows Part 2. Deathly Hallows, this is what I mean. I should stick with the books. Deathly Hallows, Snape's a good guy. So, kicking off this ranking is Order of the Phoenix. It's not a very twisty book. It's not got like a massive sort of just what the fuck sort of moment. The biggest one you can sort of find is, Voldemort planting that memory that Sirius is getting tortured at the Department of Mysteries. Harry is going to save him, and when he gets there, it's not. And obviously, Lucius and Bellatrix are laughing at him like, you need to realise what is real and what isn't. Not a lot to it, like I say, it's not a massive, because Umbridge is just outwardly evil. Obviously, Voldemort's already back. Fudge is being a bit of a dick. He's not under the Imperius curse or anything, or someone's pretending to be Fudge like it's Polyjuice Potion. He's just a knobhead in real life. In real life, he's not real. But, yeah, so the easiest decision of all, out of all 7 of these, is to put Order of the Phoenix last. Nothing major there at all. Number 2, it's probably going to shock you this. I'm going to go Quirrell, Snape, actually. I was going to go Chamber, but no. We'll go Philosopher's Stone. It's Quirrell. It's not Snape. Again, it's so hard to take you back to the time, especially if you were a child. If you read these at like 15, 16 or something, you probably remember like reading it and you might have actually picked up on it. But obviously, I was like quite young when I started reading and seeing this, so I can't really remember my sort of interpretation. But it is still shocking, that part where at the beginning of the chapter, so at the end of that chapter, it's not Voldemort. It wasn't even Snape. Quirrell, and then it starts obviously with Quirrell the next chapter. And obviously, when you go through the book, it's so obvious it is Quirrell. Like he's always there. He's like the trolling. But obviously, Snape's just such a good. He's so good at being the bad guy, and it's just like, he's always there. He's obviously threatening. He's horrible at Harry. But is it a great twist? Yes, but I do think there are better ones in the book. Really good in terms of like the first book, children's sort of tale, and you probably are like blown away the first time. Like, what? Oh my god, it's not. But it's not like Luke, I am your father sort of twist, is it? We're talking about there. Number 3, we are going to go with Chamber of Secrets. Again, obviously, the Ginny thing sort of gets overlooked. It's more like, oh my, Tom Riddle being Voldemort is like pretty mad, because obviously in the book at the very beginning, when Dobby comes to warn Harry's like, it's not Voldemort. It's like, it's not he who must not be, and like that is the shittest clue. I still don't get that as a clue. Like, it's not like, so it is. It's a double negative, so it's not Voldemort. Obviously, it's someone. It's like, is it a brother? No, not a brother. It's like, Dobby, not gonna lie, mate. You're a cool guy, but you're pretty crap at clues. Maybe don't give any more clues out ever again. And then yeah, obviously like the Ginny stuff. Obviously, when you read in the book, it's like, oh my god, she's doing all this. When you go through the book, she's obviously at Hagrid's with the Roosters. Like, you can put it all together afterwards. I think that's what makes a good twist as well. When you look back, it's like, oh shit, yeah, she's at Hagrid's near Roosters. Roosters kill Basilisk. Dead Roosters. She's always withdrawn and feeling a bit ill. She's going to tell Harry and Ron something. Like, oh my god, it all makes sense, you know. But again, sort of Ginny opening it, because she's possessed. It's not like she's a bad person or anything. You know, she's possessed through the diary. Obviously, I was listening to. I'm going through Chamber of Secrets now. I'm late to the party with Through the Gryffindor, and Ben and Jay were saying like people have suspected Percy at times, and like, I've never really thought of that. Obviously, he puts himself in positions, and he's a bit of a pompous prick, but I've never thought, oh, it could have been Percy. Like, no, not at all. And obviously, he's all quiet, and he's in his room all the time. Like, is he making a plan? I never got that. But no, and obviously, the Riddle being Voldemort, it's so weird, like, because some people know it, some people, I just don't know why it's not common knowledge, like, because Tom Riddle was so amazing, like, surely someone must realise that's Tom Riddle. A lot of people, you're like, Molly Weasley's like shocked to find out that's like that. Like, oh, who is this Voldemort guy? He's like, obviously Hagrid knows. He doesn't let on to it. Obviously Dumbledore does. I'm guessing McGonagall does. Obviously Snape must. Snape must know. His followers must know as well. Obviously we don't want to call him that. But yeah, really good twist, obviously, because you see the sort of memory. It's like, oh my god, when you get down there, oh, he's the bad guy. I mean, once you get the diary, you probably are thinking like, oh, this is a bit dodgy. But yes, going with that. So that's my bottom three. So in the sort of banging slap in the middle, we are going with Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire is an interesting one. It's a brilliant book, and it is a mad twist. Like, obviously, because Moody's like Dumbledore's best friend. He's like this guy who's revered, he's hard, he's battle worn, and Crouch does such a good job of impersonating him. It's almost easy to forget like that is not him. Like, when you watch, you think back of like Moody, you always think like the fourth. It's like, well, that's not Alistair Moody at all. Like, he did such a good job of impersonating him though. And obviously, there's so many red herrings. Obviously, Igor Karkaroff. Obviously, Crouch Senior. I mean, up until he dies. But yeah, disappears. But yeah, obviously Igor Karkaroff's the big red herring in that one. Even Victor Crumb. He's possessed, under the Imperious curse. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going, oh, it's that Moody guy. Like, he's there teaching him how to defeat the dark arts. He's helping Harry through it all. It makes no sense why it's him. Obviously, you've got Snape, but you do know like Voldemort's out there. You see it through the dreams, and obviously from Frank Bryce, you know Pettigrew's there. So yeah. Obviously Ludo Bagman, he's a suspect, you know, because he's a bit of a dodgy character. You see him in memories, and obviously Crouch Jr. He's dead. You know, he got carried out, and it's a big thing for. It's not to think, you know, make you think. It's more to develop Barty Crouch Senior as a character, and obviously at the end, yeah, I love that chapter where he explains it all. So annoyed and quite upset that didn't make the film actually. Like where he talks about everything that happened during that sort of slow monotone voice. I'd love to have seen David Tennant do that, but yeah, I'm going to put that as my sort of like middle one. So into the top three, and Prisoner of Azkaban is It's got my two favorite characters in, but as a story overall, I'm not like the first like 8-9 chapters. It doesn't interest me too much. But Cat, Rat, and Dog and onwards, brilliant. And of course, the twist that Sirius Black is the good guy who loves Harry, who's just out for revenge for a rat, Peter Pettigrew, a literal rat. He's amazing. I think, you know, it's massively these top three are like massively clear of the rest in terms of like the twists, I do believe. But yes, Sirius Black being the good guy, because he doesn't act like a good guy, does he? And obviously because he's enraged, you know, he spent 12 years in Azkaban, and obviously when you're in that sort of scenario, he breaks into Hogwarts. He's obviously Dumbledore. He doesn't know about the Switch. You've got other stuff about Secret Keeper, and the way they just portray it's like, yeah, this is the main villain for this one. We're not even going to be secret about it. Like, this guy's escaped from prison. He was sent to prison for murder. He's after you, Harry. And it's like, oh, well, we can't be twisted here. We either go capture him or fight him or something. And the brilliance of, obviously, even like the darker side of Remus Lupin at the end, where they think, oh my God, he's been helping him. It's like, no, I'm a werewolf, but I'm a good guy. And this rat that's been living with them for 12 years and being inside, like, with Harry, and he's the guy. He's like transfigured and lived as a rat for 12 years. And he's a cowardly bad guy as well. He's not like an evil bad guy. He's just a coward, but he's the bad guy and he escapes. Really, really good. As a really good twist, but that's how good the top two are. I'm gonna go with it's hard. I'm gonna go Snape being the good guy. Yes, it sort of stems from you don't get this twist without the first twist, is why it's probably second. Obviously, after everything, because at one point you've got to stop suspecting Snape, and I think they do. Like around fifth year, obviously they've got that thing of like he's a spying. We'll talk about that. But obviously, first year, yeah, we think he's the bad guy. Second year, he's just a knob. We don't think Snape's up in the chamber. Obviously, he hates Sirius. Could Snape have put Harry in the Goblet of Fire? Probably not. We haven't really. He's just more being a bit of a knobhead. It's not like each book we just think he's Snape's the evil guy behind everything. Obviously, fifth year he's got the double agent stuff, and obviously Harry's a bit wary of like, oh, and he almost does pops it and goes like, oh, so you're the guy, you're the guy who's meant to do that, and haven't got know what Voldemort's up to, and he's like, yes, that is my job. But obviously, then we'll get on to the sixth one. Something happens in the sixth one. It's like, right, no, he's always been the dickhead. He's always being it, and he's just played us all. And then in the seventh one, the tale of the princes is amazing. Finding out obviously what Snape's sacrificed, what he's done, how he risked everything, how him and Dumbledore were literally like this, and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, like really good. Snape, like that scene, obviously with Dumbledore, and like in the film it's great, but in the book, obviously having all the detail. Oh, don't tell me you've learned to care for the boy. He's pig for slaughter, all that, and then just going through Snape's life. I just think, yeah, because you think after he's killed Dumbledore, which we will get onto, you think, right, there's no way this guy's a good guy. He's not arranged his murder. He was meant to be the guy. Snape, he was meant to protect, and he just sided with the bad guys after all this time. Dumbledore was a fool for trust. He was always too trusting, and no one got it. Like everyone was full, but everyone always questioned it. But to then, yeah, heartwarming, and obviously Harry fights to get Snape's portrait up in the headmaster's office. Really, really good. And of course, my number one is Dumbledore being killed by Snape. Like, I think that's next to sort of Vader being Luke's father. I think that's like the biggest spoiler alert thing ever. Like, it was a massive meme back in the day. Obviously, when people read the books, it was like horrible and annoying. It's like, yeah, Snape killed Dumbledore. Spoiler alert. And yeah, it's just a great twist. Obviously, Harry's suspecting Snape throughout it all. Obviously, with stuff with Malfoy, but Dumbledore, it's like, look, I've been asking to do it. He doesn't outright say it, and then obviously you think, right, Snape's gonna call me over, Kryptonite Snape. He's gonna save them all, and then he doesn't. He kills Dumbledore. Obviously, we learned in the last book it was on his orders, but just a mind-blowing thing at the time. And obviously, like I say, it was a massive talking point, obviously, because the fifth film was just coming out and the seventh book had just come out. So the actors were getting asked, like, okay, do you think Snape's going to be a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, did he do this for a particular reason? It's like, no. And a lot of people saying, oh, I think he's just a bad guy. He's slept in, he's made his bed and he's slept in it. But no, obviously, we were wrong. But you don't get Snape being a good guy without this one, and it's the mammoth of holy mammoth of everything. So really, really good, brilliant. Let's get on to a quiz. Of course, let me know yours down below. So welcome to the intentionally very vague Harry Potter quiz. I was looking through the Harry Potter website, and it's so sad now. Back in the Pottermore days, these quizzes used to be so hard and tough and crazy. Now I feel they're just very bland, vanilla, like basic bitch quizzes. So this is from July last year. There's 10 questions, a true test for superfans. Can you guess the characters from these clues that contain very little context? Let's hope they don't leave you feeling completely confounded. I don't know how hard this is actually going to be. Let's just have a go. He probably shouldn't have said, oh, I mean, that's Hagrid. That's not vague quiz at all, is it? Growing up, she started thinking anything is possible if you got enough nerve. That's Ginny Weasley in reference to when she was talking about Harry Potter. He would never turn down a sherbet lemon. That's Albus. This is not hard quiz at all. I'm going to try and find some really hard ones for next time. You won't find another professor who's grounded or down to earth. Well, that's obviously Pumming a Sprout, down to earth being, Did you ever discover the function of a rubber duck? How is this hard? This is so easy. I'm going to do another quiz after this. I'm going to find one. They learnt the label sneak is almost impossible to remove. Right. It's Marietta Edgecombe, but obviously Hermione's the one who did it. Like, that was a bit, the king with that's Ron Weasley, the emotional range of a teaspoon. The champion who's good looking buff for both of them, that's Fleur Delacour, again in reference to when Bill got bit by the werewolf. She was perfectly normal, thank you very much, if you ignored her sister, Petunia Dursley. And then finally, you'll be charmed by the wit and wisdom of this teacher. It's Phyllis Flitwick. I'm going to go find the actual hard quiz. Look, average score 6. What are we doing, guys? I've just found the hardest Harry Potter trivia quiz. Think you know everything about the magical world of Harry Potter movies? Test your Wizarding World knowledge with the hardest Harry Potter film quiz yet. From spellbound details to moments that only most hardcore fans will remember. Question 1. In Chamber of Secrets, what ingredient is used to cure Hermione after she's petrified by it's mandrake root? Wow. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, what does Hagrid pull out of his coat to start a fire in the hut on the rock? It's a pink umbrella. Oh. In Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, what colour sparks just send up? It's red. They could have asked me the spell because it's periculum. If you'd asked what the spell was, I could have said periculum and got even better. Who is the first character to raise their wands after Dumbledore's deathing on? It's McGonagall. In Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, which magical creature does Luna Lovegood mention that our friends don't believe exists? Nargles. What? Oh no. You know what? That's fair enough. In Harry Potter, what does it's Pia Totem Locomotor? In Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire, the audience can hear the mermaids sing during false. Because their voices could not sing above the ground. In Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, what is is it purple or pink? It's bubblegum pink, I think. I want to say, but it could be purple. Tongue says purple. Yep. There we go. I said it, but there we go. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, who was the last person to duel Voldemort before Harry? It's Kingsley. It's all three of these: Kingsley, Minerva, and Horace Slughorn. Which real life family member of Tom? I don't know. Was it his mum? His father is a Death Eater. No. Oh, I don't know if he has a brother. Oh, there you go. You know what? I'm annoyed by one. I'm annoyed by both of them actually because I knew it was bubblegum. I was going, it's purple. Then she changes to bubblegum pink. But yeah, there we go. I've linked both down below. Tell me what you get. And yeah. And just like Gilderoy Lockhart said, spooky how time flies when one's having fun. Another episode of Potterwatch has come to an end. I've definitely enjoyed this one. A lot of news, some fun stuff, ranking the twists. Next time out we will go out and rank the books, but of course before that, as I said, tomorrow we will be looking at, that is chapter 8, I was closing off, chapter 6, the journey from platform 9 3/4. We'll be breaking it down. I've got lots and lots of notes, things to talk about, fun things, so do join me there. Of course, as I said, like, subscribe, comment any thoughts, questions, anything you want. I'll be sure to answer them in episodes. We might do a little Q&A, and I will be seeing you all tomorrow or another day. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.